Praise the Lord, Royal Priesthood. Top of the day. Today is April 27th, 2026, I believe. And it's early in the AM. I'm tired. I definitely feel the weight of this week and also, how would you say, the activity in the spirit. I definitely feel the weight. It's crazy. All right, so I want to mention something and have this on record, and also to make clear and to clarify the things of the Lord right now. All right, so on April 17th at twilight exactly, which the Lord was speaking to me about twilight days prior to this day, but exactly at twilight on the 17th of this month, the Lord revealed to me, he said to me, he said, let the complete separation begin, right? And thereafter, what he stated would unfold, right? So I looked at the calendar prior to coming on here, and I realized that the 17th was Friday. Yeah, so April 17th this month was on a Friday, and that was prior to Sunday, right? It was prior to Sunday. A day before Sunday to be exact, right? So again, Friday, he said to me, let the complete separation begin, which is massive, huge, and very, very powerful and significant. Thereafter, Friday, that week until this week, this past week, Sunday. So from probably in a week's time, or from from the 17th, April 17th to yesterday, the complete separation would be demonstrated, right? And I have 3 real life scenarios that make up what I'm saying and how I know that to be true. First of all, before I get into the 3, this past week was the Super Bowl pick, right? Or drift. How you say it? Draft, right? Draft. That's significant, right? The NFL Super Bowl, which God has used that to me and my tribe regarding the times and his demonstration and his movement and so forth. The first demonstration would be so on Saturday. Wow. So the 17th, twilight, April 17th this month, the Lord said at twilight, let the complete separation begin. Wow, right? The following day, I was out, hanging out with me and my kids. We heard somebody say, let's go. I got to get ready for church. And that led me to going to a church that that person goes to, right? Which I visited before to, drop off some clothes, right? To give some clothes or whatever a couple of times. So we ended up going that Sunday. So see, it's a 3-day situation. So you got twilight, 17. God said, let the complete separation begin. Then you got the outing where the Lord was setting me up to go to this specific location, this church location, on that third day, on which was a Sunday, which was the 19th, I believe. I ended up going to church, right? I thought, I wasn't really sure Why God led me there, I just knew I wanted to go to church. You know, as I attend that church, I saw what I needed to see. I said what I needed to say. I didn't really know what God was cooking, right? I just, did my best to inform the head pastor there of the times and so forth as a prophetess, as all my titles, hats, positions, and so forth. I just did what the Lord led me to do. I just was true in the situation, right? I had no idea what the Lord was cooking. I did not take the word with me from the 17, let the complete separation begin. I did not, how God deals with me and how I am as God give me stuff, I play it day by day and and let it be. I don't have expectations. I don't try to, I don't do all. I let the Lord reveal, right? So as he give me things, thereafter it will it will be presented of what he said beforehand, if that makes sense. That's how it's been. And that's the same with this situation. So Sunday, or was it the 19th, right? So I'm at the church. I did what I did, delivered, whatever, right? So everything seemed good, right? Fast forwarding, right? Well, let me pause before I say fast forwarding. So before we left, one of the members of the church chased us down, right? Introduced themselves, and, they recognized, the hand of God on my life, right? They recognized that, including the head pastor. They, we conversed, whatever. We prayed for the person at the end. The person asked for my social media information, right? So I provided that, for me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna get this to you so that you can be, you can be up on game spiritually. You know what I mean? It's a part of me being true, and it's a part of me doing what I'm supposed to do, right? Not leading nobody to myself, not that need to be said or anything like that. I'm just simply doing and being who God called me to be, right? And doing what God called me to do, period. Right? Just trying to look out, trying to help out. Because that house was completely unaware of the times, right? I'm not going to say completely unaware, like they wasn't on that time. That's what I'm going to say. Because I don't know what they was aware of. All I know is that they wasn't on the time that they needed to be on. They was delayed, right? So I delivered, right? But I did it in love. I never mentioned that, not once, that they were delayed and so forth, right? Whatever. But the main thing is that I gave them my social media information, and my intentions was pure, and my hopes was good. It was good tidings concerning the situation, right? So I noticed days after, the person never like friend requested me or anything, right? But I didn't think nothing negative of the situation. I don't think negative about situations or nothing. The Lord didn't reveal nothing to me or nothing. I left it there, right? It was what it was. So from that Sunday, we was excited to go back again the following Sunday, which was yesterday. We went, and things completely went left. And I didn't even realize, right? I didn't realize, right? The Lord had to reveal it to me. It was nothing obvious. This was, it was indirectly hidden, you know, rejection and hatred, right? Like not hatred, but it was rejection, and like it was a spiritual rejection, and like I don't even know how to explain it, y'all, but it was disrespectful, right? And it was aggressively, um uh you know uh all I can say, y'all, the situation was, it was evident. You get what I'm saying, that this head pastor, this establishment, like, aggressively chose up. That's the best way I could describe it. I don't want to continue to look stupid over here trying to figure it out. Aggressively chose up, right? Um, So I'm sitting there and I'm not expecting none of these things. I had no clue of what was going on. The Lord will reveal to me spiritually, right? And I thank God, Jesus, that He's with me and that He speaks to me and that He lives, because I would have been sitting there like a fool thinking everything is good if it wasn't for the Lord to reveal to me spiritually what was going on. So once I realized in the middle of the service of this head pastor, in the middle of his preaching, like the beginning, middle of his preaching, right, that this head pastor in this whole establishment aggressively chose up apart from the Lord, right? I remain in there with integrity, with humility until he got done preaching. Understanding thereafter, after the Lord revealed to me, like everything that everything he said spiritually was revealed to me. I had understanding of everything that he said. And although I felt very disrespected and humiliated, right? But bigger than that, right? I understood that this was towards the Lord, right? And it really didn't have nothing to do with me. Although me and God is one, so I felt the disrespect, but I didn't know what was going on. And this brings me this is very emotional, not because of the disrespect, because the end result of the disrespect and the rejection, y'all, we're gonna get into it, right? And it's bringing me, it's emotional, right? And so I said I remained as a lady would. I held my composure, my integrity. You get what I'm saying? Not even knowing what was going on. And mind you, I'm just being used. You know what I mean? I'm not the author. I didn't call myself here. I'm not in control. I'm just simply being used, right? So I hope you have an understanding and I hope you have a heart to what I'm saying, right? And I pray that you're on the right side, that you may receive the updates of the Kairos and the Rhema of God, right? So we and I leave and I realized, of course, knowing like and realizing like what was going on or whatever. So yeah, y'all, that was major. So okay, so recapping before I move on to the other thing. So mind y'all, I mean not mind y'all, but mind y'all, on the 19th, so not yesterday, but the 19th, right? Yesterday was the 26th, but the 19th, which was the week before, the Sunday before, I gave the person, they asked for my social media stuff, and I'm thinking that, so then they can, connect and, be informed, and, I'm thinking good things. I'm not thinking that they trying to, figure me out, keep tabs on me, and, do what they did. I had no clue. So, yeah, the person never friend requested me, followed me, or anything. Like I guess they just just wanted to see who I really was and what I really was about. But if they was in position and they were, people of the spirit, then that would have been revealed to them, at my coming, right? And it was revealed to them, both the head pastor and the person that got my information. They witnessed and they identified that the hand of the Lord was on me. In fact, the head pastor asked me, can he record our conversation, because the conversation was so good. So I'm, pretty much confused, but I'm not confused to the revelation of God. That's why I thank God for the revelation of God, because it makes sense, y'all. And this has everything to do with what God had gave me prior on the 17th, April 17th, at twilight. He said, let the complete separation begin. Follow me. That's the first thing. All right. The second thing, and this is just a physical demonstration of what God had already gave me spiritually, if that makes sense, right? and just referring to the truth overall. These are like little demonstrations to me to let me know, right? So, in indicating this time, right? So, the second thing is a better situation, right? Um, the Lord has, so I talked about this person and how this person is, like the Lord revealed to me, like, okay, so I've been dealing with this person. I've been knowing this person before, but the Lord has reconnected me with this person ever since the crossroads situation, the crossroads, the turning point that I've been talking about over a month, right? So this was the first person of contact, I want to say, during this whole situation, right? And so the Lord will reveal to me thereafter, reconnected with this person, that this person is from my tribe and so forth. It's a female, whatever. So, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but not doing too much, but doing what I'm supposed to do, being present, being active, whatever. But it's in the Lord's hands. Like the way I move, it's in the Lord's hand. It's in the Lord's hands. I'm not God, right? So the person revealed to me, right? Okay, wait, before that, let me say this. So I had a dream this past week of a group of people, right? Specifically those that played a pivotal role in the queen's life, before I became adult and independent, right? So I experienced a lot growing up, my teenage years of running away from my home and getting put out, right? So all the people that the Lord will place in this dream was people that took care of me, right? Such as my god cousin, my ex, and so forth, right? My friends, so forth, right? And so it was a massive dream, right? So I had this privately, I hosted a private meeting, a virtual meeting, to reveal the dream to them and what the Lord put on my heart to reveal to them, right? Not one of those people showed. And I'm talking about, I encouraged them and I told them, you don't want to miss this. This is very important. Like, this is not a game. Please show. Like, this is extremely important. Like, please. Like, and I reminded them, did everything in time and everything, right? Only one person from my dream showed, and it wasn't from the group that took care of me, right? It was it was another situation which they didn't show because they showed. It was, they ended up like they added to our tribe, if that makes sense, right? By the leading of the Lord, right? So they different. It's not like the same situation, right? So, but everybody that took care of me, that the Lord placed in my dream, that I invited to this private virtue meeting to reveal the truth to them, right? And the favor of God to them, for them being a major, playing a major role in my life, right? And, in fact, that God chose them to do that. This was massive for them. It was massive for them. Not one of them showed, not one of them. And I begged them, I pleaded with them. I said, please, like, like what we need to do, change the time. Like, I tried everything. Not one of them showed, right? Except for the person that because I invited all of them that was in my dream, and then the newly person that God connected me with, the person that I just was talking about, as far as she's from my tribe and so forth. So I invited everybody from my dream, and then her. She was the only one who showed, who attended on the virtue, on the virtue meeting, right? And then the other person that was in the dream, the other person that I said they was there too, But everybody else that contribute to my life before I became independent, they did not show. And it was just a few people, right? They did not show. And so, so in that meeting, right, the girl that joined, right, with the crossroad thing that God reconnected me with, she revealed to me that the night before the meeting, which was on the Sabbath, right, so the meeting was yesterday on the 27th, so it was the 26th. And mind you, I haven't talked to her in like a week, right? I haven't talked to her in like a few days to a week or whatever. But the only thing I've been doing is texting her, reminding her, because I did it to everybody that was a part of the meeting. That's it. But we have not talked, right? And we belong to the Lord. It ain't they belong to me, right? So that on the Sabbath, the day before Sunday, the day before the meeting, right? She said in the meeting that the day before that she just had an experience, not necessarily encounter or nothing like that. She didn't describe that. She said she just, she felt like stopped in her tracks. And she said she really examined her life on her own, between her and the Lord, on her and her relationship with God. And she said, she just came to a place where she said she was just tired of being lukewarm, right? She was like, she was like, for years, I've been lukewarm. And she was like, she said, I'm ready, I'm ready to give God my all. She said that night, she said, Tia, a day before, she was like, yesterday, and we was talking yesterday, right? But she said yesterday, which was Saturday, from yesterday, she said, I just, gave myself completely to the Lord. She said, enough is enough. I'm tired of playing games. I give myself completely to the Lord. She was like, I've been lukewarm long enough, right? She just came up with this, was met with this on her own, right? Mind you, from the time that the Lord, reconnected me with her a little over a month ago, with the crossroads situation and everything, and the turning point whole situation, right? I ain't never told her nothing about being lukewarm. All I did is, I just continue being me, because she know me for who I am, right? But I haven't talked to her in years, right? I haven't talked to her in years, up until God just reconnected us a little over a month ago, right? All I did is just kept it real with her. You know what I mean? I was being myself, told her about the times, not even too much because she wasn't ready, right? So I baby fed her like basic stuff, right? But important stuff, but still wasn't, I never felt like I could really, be completely real with her because she wasn't on that time, right? So I just did what I could a little bit, and let the Lord, I gave her back to the Lord, right? For none of these, not even myself is mine, right? We belong to the Lord. So on the call yesterday, she revealed to me that the day prior to the meeting, that she gave herself completely to the Lord. That's massive, right? So mind you, on the 17th of this month, the Lord said, let the complete separation begin, right? The final thing is, I pretty much said it, right? The final thing is, all those, no, what I want to say. Yeah. All those, all the other people that was supposed to attend to the group, right? I mean, not the group, the meeting, right? Due to the dream, and, they don't even know, like, they know that what they did for me, but they don't know in the way that they need to know, and so forth. And I was trying to reveal all that to them, and they never made it. They never made it. And the Lord said, let the complete separation begin. All right. What was this? Yesterday morning, I had a dream of somebody else that I know, right? Which I'm in the works with that because it was just yesterday and I just reconnected back with them last night, right? But, oh, the dream is so beautiful, right? And I feel that the word that the Lord said on the 17th, let the complete separation begin, when he said that to me at twilight, I believe that this person too, is a part of the safe side, right? I believe the separation is those that are not apart. And so who knew, right, that what God would say on the 17th of this month for the upcoming week, right, or the week to follow, we will literally see that. And again, these are just minor, not minor, I'm sorry. This is just a demonstration, a small portion of a demonstration, or a demonstration to what is going on collectively. Y'all, it's massive. It's massive. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's sad. I would say it's exciting, but I don't know if I could say that. The situation is exciting, what God has for us, what God is doing. But let the complete separation begin. Y'all, I don't know if y'all realize that most people are not going to make it. They're not making it. Lord have mercy. From the 17th to yesterday, who knew it would have been so massive? I didn't even know. I didn't keep that word that the Lord gave me on the 17th with me day to day. I didn't keep the word. I would just experience what the Lord was talking about. And it's unfortunate because that head pastor of the church is leading that whole church to destruction. He knew who I was. And because of his desires, his delusion, his way, he chose up. He aggressively, y'all, if y'all would have heard the message and knew the prophetic revelation behind what this man was saying. The whole sermon was based off of me, as if he knew I was going to come back. Crazy. But mind y'all, it's bigger than me. And I didn't even do much when I went the first time. I didn't even do much. I didn't do much at all. Like, I didn't do much at all. But I understand it's spiritual, y'all. This thing is crazy. It's crazy. That whole church, that whole empire, because that church, they have hundreds of different locations, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Today, the Lord gave me Nothing But a Number by Pretty Ricky. The album title is Blue Star. I looked that up in the Strongs. I'll probably release more of it on Facebook later. But Blue Stars, and he gave me Like You by Bow Wow, and the album title is Wanted. Yeah, that was today. So I'm gonna get the fullness of that, and most likely I'll share later. But yeah, y'all, it's crazy in these streets. It's not easy being me. And so this makes up the post that I posted yesterday with my pictures, and I said what I said. This is what I meant. This is what I meant. And I don't feel like this video did it justice. Like, because this is like my first time like talking about it after understanding everything. It's tough, y'all. It's tough. But in the beginning, before the Lord will, reveal to me and go deeper with me, like a few years ago, before then, like when I saw the number in Revelations, 144,000, I was confused. I didn't understand. I thought it was like, it meant something else, like something else. But now I see, and I truly believe that those that have gone before us, it is what it is. The 144,000 don't consist of them. The 144,000 don't consist of those that will transition before, the time, right? But then again, from now to then, it can look very different than before. So I'm not going to put my mouth on that. You get what I'm saying? But staying along the lines of 144,000, dude, during that time, that number is all, I mean, during that time, that's the fullness of the church that the Lord will be coming back for, without spot, wrinkle, or blemish. 12,000 per tribe from the 12 tribes of Israel. That is very, 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 very few. This is the number that the Lord counted from already knowing the end. Not the number that he made up. This is the number that played out per how would you say, per his establishment, I guess I want to say, right? This is the number that ended up being from all humanity, all having a clean slate, a fair chance, was warned, and all the things prepared and so forth. For God is true, he is just, he is perfect, and all the great things. This is the number that was accounted from God knowing the end of times. And so this is a part of what the blue stars consist of. And look, it's from the song Nothing But a Number. Nothing But a Number. The album title is Blue Stars. Then he gave me, the Bow Wow situation may be personal, but just in case, I'll reveal that later. Bow Wow featuring Sierra, Like You, from the album title, what did I say? Wanted. Y'all, that is my time. I pray that y'all on the right side. I pray that it's not too late for y'all. And I pray that you hear me and you hear me very well. I pray that you get the fullness out of what I'm saying and that you're on the right side. And for all of you that is already, because some of them is already, y'all. It's the turning over and we let the complete separation begin has already started. The turning over is not completely, but it already began. Those that of us, some of us are already sealed. Some of them is already marked. We have the mark of the beast. Most of them already have the mark of the beast and so forth. We're way past time. We way in time. Amen. We way on another level, y'all. Whew.